Hello, and welcome to another retro video game stream on original hardware. Um, Tonight we're going to be playing some Starfleet 1, The War Begins, which is a strategy space combat game based on, or rather, I should say, inspired by Star Trek. Now, interestingly enough, this is not a new game. Even though this came out in 1986, there were a variety of Trek games, space combat Trek games, in the early days of computing. And I did not know that as a kid. When I played this, I just thought this was the Star Trek like game that there was. But there had been several Trek games similar to this, but although not quite as refined as this, that were out even in the late 70s on mainframe computers, the Apple II, the PET, the TRS 80. And my father was a big fan of Star Trek and was a fan of those games. And when the Atari home computer was announced, my dad was really interested in it. And he wrote a letter to Atari saying, "Hey, I'd really like you to convert this, I think it was called Time Track or something like that, from the TRS 80 to your Atari 8-bit computer. I'm looking into getting one." And Atari actually wrote my dad back and said, "Well, you know, we like those kinds of games too, but we are excited about a game called Star Raiders that we're developing that we think you'll like that's similar to Time Track," which honestly, Time Track is a strategy type game, and Star Raiders is a action game. But my dad remembered that, and when he bought the Atari 8-bit and he saw Star Raiders, which of course was mind-blowing in 1979, 1980, he was thinking about that letter that he had written to Atari. So it'd be nice if my dad had kept that letter, but it's lost to time, other than the story that I have. So anyway, Starfleet 1, we're actually going to reboot this so we can watch the little intro video, because this is pretty cool. It plays a little bit of music and stuff, and has a cool little graphic of a starship in combat. So I'm going to go ahead and reboot that now, actually, and then we'll watch that and we'll get started. I've got to reboot fully. The good old disk loading beeps. I have my 1040 disk drive going here. Anyway, this game comes with a lot of materials. It has multiple manuals. There's like a training guide, a getting started booklet. There's just a lot of stuff. And it's really kind of overwhelming a little bit, but it's pretty cool that they had all these materials. There's a lot to know in this game in terms of what to do, but mostly what you're doing is running around and blowing up enemy ships and or capturing them and then returning them to a starbase, which is cool. It's fun. And then you have, like, this shows the UGAS hood. You have different ships that you get assigned to that are, I think, mostly the same. Maybe they get a little more powerful as you go. I'm not sure. But they have phasers, torpedoes, shields. They have various systems that can become damaged and be repaired. They have probes and stuff that you can explore a quadrant with. They have all kinds of capabilities, and it's pretty cool that you can do all this stuff. Anyway, here's the fun little loading screen, right, that has the music and stuff. And I remember when I was a kid, I thought this was cool that they had this loading screen. So You know, by 1986, I think we may have even already had the Atari ST. So for my dad to have bought this game, he must have been pretty excited about getting a Star Trek um, simulation type game, and it's pretty cool. I'm surprised that there's not more people that are big fans of Starfleet One. I don't know if it's rare or not a lot of people played it because of the time it was released. It was released in '84 for the Apple II. Apparently, I read that today. But my understanding is that there wasn't even a record of it in price charting when I went to put it in. This is not my original copy, by the way. I have my original diskette. It survived somehow, but the manuals and stuff I had to get after the fact. So I have my original diskette. It was published by two different companies. There's Interstel and then Cygnus publication. I can't pronounce it quite right. Cygnus. Anyway, let's go ahead and put in our commander's name, because it has a kind of a fun little RPG style thing where you put in your name and it tracks your promotions and your rank and the service that you have. And if you die, I think your persona dies in the game. It's kind of cool. So we'll go ahead and do a new commander here. I am a new recruit. Starfleet Officers Academy, United Galactic Alliance. Welcome aboard, Cadet Ocello. I wish to congratulate you on being accepted into Starfleet Officers Academy. It is here that you will learn the basics of commanding the most sophisticated vessels in the known universe. While in the Academy, you will pilot the cadet training vessel UGAS Republic. When you have finished your training, you will be a highly trained officer in the finest peacekeeping force in the galaxy. In order to verify your identity and foil any attempts by enemy agents to infiltrate your Starfleet, you must enter a password of your choice. Okay, well, we're going to have a basic password. All right. On behalf of the Academy, I hope you enjoy your stay with us. Oh yes, if you forget your password, you must return and start training all over again. Vice Admiral Robert Winkler, Commandant, Starfleet Officers Academy. Okay, so this is the kind of like in screen that you would have in an RPG, right? Where you can sort of look at what you're doing. I don't know if there's any other characters in here, but you can look at other characters, which is kind of interesting to see their name and rank. Huh, that's interesting. There's some other people who must have been playing this at some point. Missions, number of missions, interesting. Captain Hook, that's funny. Play theme of universe creation, resume previously saved mission, maintenance of data files, status of Starfleet personnel. Let's view my service record. I haven't done anything yet. So this should be blank. Okay. And if you do well in the mission, you can earn awards and stuff, which is pretty cool. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Continue to a new mission. Let's do a short mission. All right. Starfleet Command, United Galactic Alliance. Stardate 86. Effective immediately, you are to assume command of the Republic. Relieving Captain Baldwin, you will proceed directly to Sirius 3 region. 2. You are hereby ordered to seek out and engage the forces of the Krellin and Zaldrun empires, which have invaded Alliance territory. In so doing, you are to deplete the enemy fleet sufficiently so that our main battle fleet can be assembled and defeat them before they can reach our colonies. I must eliminate at least 29 enemy warships within 36 days. There will be 5 star bases located in the region. Bon voyage and good luck, cadet. Alright. Well, it's been a little bit since I played this, so bear with me if I take some time refamiliarizing myself with the controls. Now, it does use the joystick, which is kind of nice. So you have a little bit of a, like, mouse interface, if you will. universe is being created. Please stand by in awe. Nice little flourish with the music there. Nice. But yeah, these manuals and stuff, I mean, they're cool. They've got a lot of flavor in them. You know, they have a little logo in the corner. It's got graphics and everything in there. The screen format, what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do all the things you do. There's some nice artwork in here of the starships and stuff. And you know, I've talked a little bit about, you know, some of these sorts of things from this era, right? Where you get the manual and it would show you, you know, some extra stuff, right, that you wouldn't see in the game, and it's just really great, you know. Yeah, I mean, list of awards, it's you kind of need the manual to play this game, which is probably a little bit of a mixed blessing, I think, you know, to some degree. All right, we're in condition green. We're in the quadrant. The long-range scanner is the little box on the left that shows you where, like, enemies and stuff supposedly are. And then it tells you, like, the bearing you are at, which I think you're facing 0 degrees, which I think you're straight up and down. And so, you know, to move your ship and stuff, you have to be, like, piloting a ship, right? So you got to go a certain number of, you know, degrees and then move in that direction. You can use warp speed, or you can use like impulse engines, right? So there's a bunch of stuff that is really kind of like fun yet complicated. And you have a tactical display, and you have a menu kind of at the bottom there, which you manipulate with the joystick. And so, like right here is targeting, long-range sensors, damage control, navigation, and they're also like little sub-menus of things that you can do. So on the second screen, you have the tractor beam, transporter, mines. Let's see what the map does. Okay, so this shows you the kind of larger map of where you're at. You can see we're kind of in the lower part of the Sirius 3 quadrant. And so, let's see, save game. I forget what STP is. Stop, maybe. There's a little guide here on the quick reference sheet that tells you what the various things do. Stop option. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what some of those sound, maybe. Sound option, stop, yeah. Oh, and it's a little bit different. This is the main reference card, but it it might be a little bit different because this one says STP is to STO. So, okay, so the first thing we need to do is move into a quadrant. So I think we can use the navigation screen to do that. Oh, that tells you a course. So I guess we want to go 0 degrees is strictly to the right. So we want to go 180. We're going to go to the quadrant immediately to the left. And then C factor, I can't remember, like, is that your speed? You can actually look up each command. Like, here's the navigation manual entry, and it tells you about which direction you can go and what the various things mean. So it's kind of nice because you can just reference it. So it says purpose allows you to move either within your current quadrant, between quadrants you were assigned. C factor, course angle in degrees. Next C factor. Oh, I guess that's maybe so you can go up and down. That's kind of weird. Oh, no, it moves you how many sectors you move. Course factor. Maybe that is the warp factor. Oh, interesting. The C factor is derived from the physics symbol for C for the speed of light. So it is like warp factor. All right. So I guess we want to go. Let's see. It says 0.2. So if we want to go 4, let's just do 0.4 and see if it takes us into the next area. Engage. Oh, okay. So those are stars. Oh, okay. I remember now. Yeah. So like the numbers, there's 3 digits. The first number is the number of enemies. The second number I think is the number of star bases, and the third number is the number of stars. So I need to figure out now if I want to go faster. I want to go. Let's say I want to go all the way to the next quadrant. I could use the navigation to go like, just fly in there. But I think there's also a way you can warp. And I'm trying to remember how you do that. Let's see. Is it the navigation screen? Auto alert, starbase, emergency hyperspace maneuver. That's not what we want. Region map. Yeah, so you end up spending a lot of time kind of like moving around and scanning sectors. Phaser control. You can send out probes, which we're going to need to do here in a second to figure out where bad guys are. Self-destruct, which is cool. You can do that. Yeah. Computes bearing a distance for any point on the region. Automatic access navigation control. Yeah. So I think if we do this and we choose here, it'll just take us into there. So you can just do, let's just go in the corner, and then it'll drive us. Yeah, 1 unit, navigation engaged. Engage. So yeah, instead of manually typing it in, you can actually have the computer kind of like drive you. And then you have a power rating and stuff too. All right, so red alert, there's a Krellin ship. All right, so you can see our shield values there in the corner. So we took a hit on the shield number 2. Now, what you can do is you can actually you can recharge your shields and rearrange the power and stuff like that. Since this guy is so close, we could probably kill him with phasers. But I'm actually going to hit him with a torpedo. So we're going to use the torpedo control. We're just going to fire... Let's fire 2, because sometimes you need more to wipe out a ship because it has its shields up or not. So we'll do 2. We can select the targets, and then target again. Fire. I have to take another hit. That's another big hit on my shield. Stinks. Boom. Yeah, so it took both torpedoes to kill that guy. All right, so now back to condition green. Now, that it ate a lot of power. 1 torpedo was deflected, so yeah, it was good to hit him with 2. So we'll go ahead and do a long-range scan. All right, there's nothing going on here. So let's go ahead and send out a probe. What is the probe? is comp? Here we go. Probe. Yeah. Probe control. So since we're in the lower part of the map, almost in the center, let's just send it going straight north, which I think is 90 degrees. Yeah. So I'm going to do 90. There we go. And then power is how far it goes. I don't know exactly what you want to do. Let's just give it 200. There's a star base. Contact lost or probe. Maybe we'll use too much. Let's try this again. Let's do one going diagonally. So that's going to be 45 degrees. Okay. We'll allocate 100 this time. All right. Well, we're kind of not doing a whole lot here. Let's try flying into the middle of the quadrant here. Let's go like there and do a scan. I'm going to the corner. It's good to be in the corner of a quadrant because you want to be in a place where you have kind of everything in front of you and you can turn your shields on or off facing a certain direction. Oh, we might hit a star. Maybe not. Okay, we're in hyperspace. That's good. Well, we got a Krellian here. I don't think I'm going to hit him. Maybe I will. Alright, we got just the one ship there. Let's do a long-range scan. Alright, we got some bad guys. We got the one just in the sector below us. Let's go get that guy. And we'll get in the corner. Engage. Red alert. All right, let's get this guy with torpedoes. Let's hit him with 2. Fire. Now, if he moves, then I'll miss. And that will happen sometimes. Yep, so he had to take 2 torpedoes again. One torpedo was deflected. All right, let's go get the 2 enemies in this sector. And we'll go here. Well, let's see. It's straight above. So we want to go there. So managing your power is kind of important because, you know, you only get so much. And you need to be able to go and refuel at the star base. It's going to be tough because we're going to take some hits here. We might have to reconfigure our shields. Okay, they missed. That's good. Now, you'll notice that the power we have available isn't particularly high, but we don't need shields in 4 and 3. So we're going to redo our shields really quick. So we're going to individual power for shield 1. Let's go ahead and give it 1,000. And 2, we'll give it 1,000. We don't need to worry about 3 and 4. And now let's hit these guys with some torpedoes. We'll give them 2 apiece. I think you can fire up to 5. Fire. I actually didn't need to fire so many. Alright. We've killed 4 of 29. Any more bad guys? Ooh, there's 5 in the next sector. Whew. Okay. Well, let's get in there. It's a little bit of a risk with our power being a little depleted. Let's get in the corner. Engage. The little meter in the corner tells you how good you're doing for the amount of time you've spent. So right now we're doing below average. This could be bad. Okay. I think they're all shooting me from the front. So let's get our shields maxed out there. We're going to go individual. So let's go 1,500 on 1. And then shield. We don't care about shield 2. We don't care about 3. Let's just put a little bit here in shield 4 in case they move around by some weird thing. And let's do some torpedoes into these guys. Most I can fire is 5. But they will pass through some of these guys, even if it doesn't kill them. So let's just fire them all. Oof. Getting shot up. Alright, got 3 of them. Let's finish these guys off. And as they get damaged, they don't have as much power for their weapons. Got him. Alright, condition green. Alright, we're a little low on power. Let's do long-range scanner. We got 3 bad guys there. I think there's a starbase near-ish. I guess that's the closest. We're going to need to get some power back. And we're almost out of torpedoes. But yeah, the faster that you complete the mission, the better your score. Welcome, Republic. I think we have to get next to the starbase to refuel. Yes, I wish to dock. So yeah, it goes to condition blue while docking. Spend 1.5 days at Starbase. All systems operational. Resupply complete. Ready to leave Starbase. Ooh, we got 5 bad guys right next to us. Let's go get them. Get into the corner. And as you progress through the game, you can take damage even through your shields. Depending on... And I think they can shoot torpedoes at you, too. Not sure. It does get tougher, though, as you advance, which is cool. I mean, that's what you want. So, alright. Let's put some shields up here. We're going to need... Let's put 1,000 on 1. Nothing on 2. Nothing on 3. And we'll put 1,000 on 4. Plenty of power. Let's go ahead and give them a volley. Torpedoes. And I've had situations where, you know, like none of them died from the shots. They're all hitting me on the front. Okay. Wow, that wasn't too bad. One torpedo was deflected. Now, we're going to go ahead and, well, you know what? We're not going to hit that guy with phasers because he's too far away. We'll hit him with torpedoes again. I don't think we need to rearrange the shields. I think we're okay. Let's just make sure he's dead with 2. Even though he deflected one, he might be low power. Yeah, he's low power. That's okay. We'll get him. Now, to score even more points, one of the things you can do is you can hit a ship with your phasers and disable it. And once it's disabled, you can like capture it by raiding it with troops and then tow it back to Starbase. And those are worth even more points than blowing them up. So we're going to probably attempt that if we get closer to 29. Let's go ahead and fly into this sector where there's 4 guys here. We'll go into the corner again. I actually love this game. I'm glad I'm finally playing it on the stream. This is one of my favorite Atari 8-bit games. This is a really cool game. It's just really well done. It's a fun strategy game. It's got some nice polish with the font and stuff. It's just great. And the fact that you it's kind of an RPG that you develop your character and your rank and stuff, get a score as you keep going through missions is really neat. Right, let's just do a long-range scan, because why not? It doesn't take any time. Okay, we got 4 guys there. That's cool. Torpedo... Well, let's see... Do I need to redo my shields? I probably do. Let's just do battle. That's a way to put, like, everything in the front. We'll do 5. We want that first guy to die because he's too close. The closer they are, the more damage they do. Fire. So yeah, the power you keep in reserve is a tiny fraction of your available power when you don't redo your shields, like I did. Yeah. All right, one left. We're just gonna hit him with 1, so we can kill these other bad guys. Only 100 hit. Alright. You do have to be a little bit careful with your resource management. Again, if you want to get the best score, you don't want to waste a lot of stuff. Alright, let's get into this sector. These 4 guys are. We got some stars in the way. So you can shoot phasers kind of through stars, but not torpedoes. Alright. Let's do our shields here. Individual. So again, you make sure you check your bearing because we're going straight up and down basically here. We need to put all the most of the power in the front shield. Let's do 1200, and then 2. We need probably let's do 700. We don't need any power there or on the other side. And now we're gonna do some torpedoes. So there's a chance that the stars there are going to block our shots, but I'm going to go ahead and do a salvo of 1 each because there's a chance that the torpedo will go through the stars. I don't think I put enough power in that shield. That wasn't good. I need more power on the shield too. Yep. Well, we thought that might happen. Okay, let's redo our shields here. Let's just do 300. Let's do 400. Shield 2, we want 1,000. I don't care about 3 or 4. And we're going to have to move up. Okay. Let's hit him with all 3 torpedoes. All right. condition green. All right, but we're out of torpedoes. Let's see. What do we got going on? 3 bad guys there. We've got to go and refuel. We only need to kill 7 more guys. I wonder if it's worth flying to the other side of the quadrant. Check that spot out. These are kind of remote locations. Let's go to this star base. Hopefully I don't hit into these stars before we get into hyperwarp. That'd be a bummer. There we go. We're good. This is such a cool game. I love this game. We're going to play this some more on stream because this is such a fun game. Oh, there must be a star or something there. Weird. Or the star base is in the corner. That'd be funny. I wonder why it did that. Huh. Ooh, 5 bad guys there. Okay. Well, let's dock and go get them. Okay, let's go and get these guys. Let's get into the corner here. Now I'm going to be kind of facing, you know, in an angle here. So I think, like, shields 3 and 2 might be the shields I need to have up here. Two's taking hits. Because where you take hits, it kind of helps to tell you what you need to do. Let's see if it... No, it's all on 2. Okay, well, let's change our shields around. We gotta do... I bet 2 and 3 are what we need to do. Shield 1 doesn't need anything. Let's do 1,000. Let's do 1,200. Let's just put some into this so we don't get killed, and then nothing on 4. And then let's fire some torpedoes. Took a lot of hits there. Two deflections. Man. Well, we're getting close to the end here, so do I feel like I want to waste some? Let's just hit him with 2. It's usually better to be on the generous torpedo side than not. Oh, I did take a hit on the back. Okay. Okay. So we need 2 more. Let's see if we can do... Let's do a probe. Let's send it straight ahead. 135. Oh, I guess we'll do 100. Let's do another one. Oh, I used all my probes. Okay. Fair enough. Well, we know that there are some bad guys close-ish. So let's go get them, and then we'll head back to that star base. What I want to do is I want to blow up one of them and then bring one of them back. Ah, this is annoying. Can't fly right through a star. It's annoying because this takes time. Yeah. Well, actually, what I should have done is I probably should have captured one for the way back before I refueled the second time. Because I think the mission ends as soon as you reach your goal. So I'd have to take more time to try and capture one of those ships and bring it back. So we're just going to blow it up. We're going to blow them up. Not worry about capturing anything. It's going to be on the front, I'm sure. Yeah. So, let's do some shield stuff. Let's get these guys with some torpedoes. Fire. Wow, that guy deflected 2 torpedoes. That means we'll probably end our mission now. That's a bummer. Wow. Okay. Fair enough. So we'll see what kind of score we get from that. You know, if you can exceed the amount, usually you get, you know, some kind of commendation. Let's see. Mission rating was 80% at rank 1. Captain's log close. I think that's okay. It's like a B-ish, right? We're going to put the side A back in. Being transported back to Starfleet Command. Okay, let's check our standing towards promotion. Completed 1, required 2, difference 1. Current 80, required 75%. So if we're going to get promoted, we have to do another mission at least as well, basically, as we did. Right now we're still cadet. So I'm not sure we can do another mission in the amount of time we have left. But you know what? We're having so much fun. I want to do it. I want to get promoted. So we'll do a new mission. We want to do a short mission. Although you can get a better score with a bigger mission, I think. All right, Cadet Solo. Effective immediately, you assume command of the Republic. You'll proceed directly to Mengan 3 region. Corellian and Zaldrun empires. Complete enemies sufficiently as you mean. Okay, same old thing. Blow everything up. All right. Bon voyage and good luck. You know what would be cool? It'd be cool if there was a multiplayer version of this that you could play through FujiNet. Even if it just kept track of the commanders who are playing and their scores, that would be really cool. That probably wouldn't be that hard. Oh man, I hope there's an Atari person watching that would do that. That would be so great. I would play that for sure. Okay, we've arrived, and there's nobody nearby. So our bearing is 0 degrees. Let's do a. Let's look at the map. I guess we're right in the corner. I guess we could just move and do a scan. Let's do a probe. That's probably the best thing to do. We don't want to do 45-degree angle. We'll do like a 70-degree angle. Let's see. Computer, probe. Let's do a 37-degree angle. So it's kind of going off that way. We'll do 100. Starbase. Okay, that was a decent probe. Let's do another probe. Let's do like 75 degrees. Now we're talking. Okay. Let's get into the corner and get these enemies. Welcome, Loco. This game is not like Star Raiders. Well, I take that back. You do fly around a galactic map, and you do engage enemies in sectors. However, it is a strategy game. It is not an action game. And when you know, the way you engage them is with a tactical map. You're not flying around in first person or anything. So there's some similarity to Star Raiders that says there are star bases as well that you have to protect and all that kind of thing. But mostly what we're doing is engaging targets in a strategic way with a starship, like in Star Trek. Thankfully, they all missed. All right. Now, we're facing 73 degrees, so we're going to have shots basically... it's going to be mostly on shield 1 and 4. Probably not at all on 2. So let's just go shield control. I don't think they can hit us on 2 from where we're facing. So we'll do we'll do 1200 here. 1 and 4 are what we want. Let's do 1000. All right. This is why you want to go into the corner. Yes. Atari can't handle quarters. All right. Time to launch torpedoes. Oh, yeah. Full volley of 5. Fire. Ooh. Two torpedoes were deflected. We'll give them 2 apiece. I want to make sure they're dead. So it's interesting you mentioned that. If you move around, they will miss because they essentially target where you are. Wow, they both took 2 torpedoes to kill. But you then take your turn moving. So you can potentially not get shot by moving, but then you still have to stop and shoot. If you fire phasers, I think there's a chance you can shoot them before they shoot you. But if you fire torpedoes, they always shoot first. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember that part very well. But yes, you pretty much have to fly into a sector, stop. They usually have a chance to hit you or not. And then target them and destroy them. But yes, you can move and they can miss. It is a thing. It's just a matter of trading how you want to do stuff. All right. We've got 3,800 power left. Let's look at the map here. Probably need to send another probe out. Let's send it out at... Let's see. We want it to kind of go this way. Ugh, I can barely read that. So that's 0 degrees. So we want it to be like, what is that? Minus 45 on the plane. So let's see if we can send a probe out. No, we want like minus 35? Yeah, you can take hull damage. We're still in the second mission, and I think it's still kind of in a training mode. There are different varieties of enemies too, and in these first couple of missions, you really only fight Krellins, which are the basic enemy. There are also Zaldrons that can be cloaked, and as you get higher in rank and the missions get tougher, their shots can go through your shields and take damage on your hull, and you'll lose systems and stuff. Sort of like how in Star Raiders you can take hits and have damage anyway in the higher level difficulty. So there's some similarity there. All right, let's send a probe. Let's try sending it a little bit lower power. Let's try 75. All right. Well, we know there's 4 guys there. So you have a timer in the upper right hand corner, and it tells you how well you're doing based on how well you should be doing. So you're managing your resources, you're managing your time. Purple, yeah, it's interesting. The color is a little different for me. It looks kind of pinkish, but it is more supposed to be like a red color. It's got that thing where it has the color artifact thing that it does with the Atari colors. So it's a little weird for the color, but it's supposed to be like red. So there's going to be 3 stars in this sector, so that's going to mess up our... well, maybe not. Maybe it won't mess up our shots. Sort of hard to judge. All right, so we're facing this way. So we want, I think, almost all of our power on the front. Ooh, no, that was on shield 4? Yeah, so 1 and 4. So let's do shield power. Yeah, the CRT color trick. Yeah. Yep. Do 1,000 here. 2, we don't care. 3, we don't care. So yeah, if you're not careful with your shield management, though, they'll slip a shot in, and it's not good. Okay, let's go ahead and do a full salvo of 5. I'm gonna get these close up ships for sure. This one's probably gonna hit that star. Oof. Come on, hold together. They all hit on the front that time. Yikes. Took 2 to kill that other one. All right. Well, now's a good opportunity to show a little bit how the phasers work. I guess I could move and then blast them. Let's do a long-range scan, just see what we got going on here. Ooh, got a lot of bad guys. Well, we've talked about graphics on the Atari before. The Atari actually has a lot of really cool graphics capability, but it's definitely weird to get the most out of it. Because the Atari 800 was actually amazing for 1979. But yes, it has its challenges compared to the Commodore 64 came later too, so it was ahead on some of that stuff. All right, let's. I don't want to take any more hits to kind of judge what to do here. I could redo shields and then blast them with phasers, and then go to the. I could show you how you return a captured ship. We might do that. Let's put the shields. Rearrange the shields here. 1,000. And now we got plenty of power for phasers. Yeah. Let's try to disable them. And then this one's going to be a long shot. It's going to take a lot of power. But we'll just try to wipe them out. Yeah. Got him. They really did. Yeah. Okay. So this guy's disabled. So now what we want to do is we want to try to take that ship. So what we're going to do is you want to fly next to it. Oh, he's not quite done. Okay. So now we want to try to transport over to him, though. All right. This is a risk, but we're going to do it. Ooh. We're losing Marines. Ship captured. 56 enemy captured. 15 Marine casualties. And we got some power back. Condition green. Okay. So we did it. He's not dead yet. He's getting better. All right. So this is cool. Let's take this ship back to the starbase. We'll go here. Oh, I forgot to engage the tractor beam. Ah! Okay. Well, hopefully that ship is still there. Oh no. Do a long range scan while we're here. That's not going to look good on my report. I think this is where we want to go. I hope that thing's still there. Nope. Oh well. Well, I don't think we have enough power to fight 5. So we just wasted a bunch of power. That stinks. That stinks. Well, normally what you do is you... let's see, was that the right spot? Just hope that it is. Yeah. That was a mistake. Normally what you do is you capture a ship like that, and then you engage the tractor beam, and then you haul it back to the starbase and hand it in. And it's worth a ton of points to do that. So, unfortunately, we made a mistake. We'll dock. So much like Star Raiders, you got to do this stuff. Yeah, Atari key L to load state. Right. So yeah, right now we're not doing super great because we've wasted a bunch of time. But we're going to pick up some points here by wiping out these Krellians in this quadrant. We're going to end up in the corner here. Yikes. We're going to take a lot of hits on Shield 4 here. All right. Torpedo control. Let's get these guys. Got them all with one torpedo. That's great. Awesome. Only 7 more to go. That was a great... that was a good fight for me. Let's go get these 2. You have to sort of imagine your bearing without actually seeing the graphic. So yeah, and the guy was right on top of me will do the most damage. The closer they are, the more powerful the damage is. So right now I'm actually facing the way that I look on the graphic, which is straight to the right, because it's 5 degrees. So we need shields 2 and 1. Probably 2 to be powered up. That was right on top of me, so that's going to be shield 2. Yeah. And you read like a book. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I docked at the starbase, just like in Star Raiders. You have to redock to do that. Let's do a quick long-range scan. Doesn't take any time to do that. All right. Let's go ahead and do our shields. We need individual. do 1,000 on 1. We'll do 1,000 on 2. Oh, that's bad. We gotta redo that. Thankfully, it doesn't take any time. That'd be bad if you mess that up. You can see the total power there, but that's not including the shield power. So you can see power and then shield. So it's like I have like a little over 3,300 right now total, and then the shield power counts towards the total. All right, let's get these guys with some torpedoes. We've got 15. We only need to kill 7. We'll go ahead and give them 2 apiece. And in the later levels, they move around too. And if you target them with torpedoes and they move around, sometimes the torpedoes will miss. They'll just fly off into space. So there's definitely a balancing factor with more maneuvers in the harder levels. Right now, it's a little bit more basic than it is. Yeah, I'm allocating power to shields when I do that. So now we're down to 2,800 total power, which is probably enough to take on 2 more of these guys in this sector right here. And we'll stay down here in the corner. Engage. So yeah, there is a small amount of imagination required for this, envisioning where your ship is actually pointed, which can be a little confusing. So yeah, we're facing straight this way, and they're kind of above me, so I need to have shield 2 powered up. Oh, it hit me on the front. Okay. 2 and 1. That's one of the reasons why you want to be in the corner, though, because you know exactly where they can't hit you if you're right in the corner. So, shield control. I want to do individuals. Shield 1. Sure. And you need the power in your reserve if you're going to use phasers like we did in that one fight. Because you have to have enough power to be able to disable ships and stuff like that. The torpedoes are the primary way that you wipe out ships. We'll do a full salvo. Yes, in space it's always good to be in a corner. No one puts your starship in a corner except you. One torpedo was deflected, so we did have to spend an extra one on that one. Okay, we got a starbase right near us, so that's cool. Probably should go refuel. We could send another probe out. It's not great. We don't know where the bad guys are. It's going to be 4 stars in this sector, though. That's going to be a bummer. Okay, thankfully we have a straight shot. Let's do a little long-range scan. See if there's any enemies. Nope. That's not great. Where are all the bad guys? We only need to kill 3 more. All right. 1.5 days at the starbase. We're ready to leave. Let's take a look at the map again. I think we want to send a probe like this. That'd be like 80 degrees. If we have a probe left, you only get so many probes. Computer control. We might not have any more probes left. Yeah, no probes available. You can only do so many probes. I guess we're just going to have to fly into space. Let's fly up here into the unknown. Might get lucky. You never know. Yeah, so there's 3 columns. The left column is enemies. The center column is starbase. And the right column is number of stars. The center column is just the starbase number, not the actual number of starbases. That's a bummer that we didn't bring that ship in. That would have really helped our score a lot. But that's okay. I think we're still on track for where we need to be here. Even though we're kind of flying blindly into space. Surprisingly, not a number of enemies expected. On display. Okay, so now we'll do a long-range scan. And hopefully there's bad guys nearby. Wow, okay. No bad guys. Let's try this spot. I guess we could try this one. That probably gives us the most. It's too far away. We'll go there. Just like though with Star Raiders, you know, you manage your power and you want to spend as little as possible to get the best score. Yeesh. This is not looking great. Where are all the bad guys? Okay, great. There's 5 in the next sector. Okay. Okay, we're in business. We want to go here. Actually, we want to go there because there's no stars. And we want to go into this spot. Hopefully we don't hit that star on the way up. But if we do, it'll be okay. It's just going to slow us down a little bit. Come on. Ugh. Boo. Yeah. I was afraid of that. So now we got to go up and over. See, our score rating in the upper right-hand corner is even, so that's not great. Oh boy, they're right on top of us. That's gonna hurt. 475. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, it's just gonna have to be what it is. Guy's right on top of me. Let's do 1,000 for 1. 2,000 for 2. Let's get him with some torpedoes. Fingers crossed. Time warning, yeah. See, we're getting short on time. Ugh. Munch all the dots, yes. Ugh. Get him. Oh, no. We only got the number of ships we needed to destroy. No bonus ships. So, mission over. That's too bad. But hopefully we did well enough to get promoted. We'll find out here in a second. Oh. Rating was 73.4%. I think we needed 70% to get promoted. We'll find out here in a second. We didn't deliver any enemy vessels. That would have really helped. All right. Flip the disc. Yeah. Well, you know, it was just happened to be that all the enemies were spread around the outskirt of the quadrant. So we just got kind of a lousy map. Sort of like with Star Raiders. Sometimes you get a bad map. Double-sided. Yeah, this is a serious game. Serious game. Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go. Special communique from Fleet Operations, Starfleet Command. Message to follow. Yes. Congratulations. You've completed your Academy training and you're now graduated from the Academy. You can now assume command of an Alliance starship. By authority granted to Starfleet Officers Academy under Article 83, Paragraph 7 of the Charter of the Alliance, you are hereby promoted to the rank of Lieutenant JG, junior grade. You are now qualified for missions of Level 2. Sweet. So yeah, we leveled up. Okay, so we can check our service record. So yeah, we've got a rating of 76% on average. I'm not sure what the sequence number means. 2 missions. Lieutenant JG. We didn't get any awards yet. We can check our status towards promotion. So we got to do 3 missions required at 75% to get leveled up. Yeah, you know, the Atari 50 collection is great, but, you know, they really only put like 2600 and other console games on there. They didn't put any computer games, really, which isn't totally surprising. I'm obviously a huge fan of the Atari 8-bit computer line because it's awesome. But I think a lot of people don't know about the Atari 8-bit line. I think it was, you know, reasonably successful and popular. My whole family were big Atari computer fans. But, you know, most people, when you mention Atari, they think the 2600, you know, 5200 maybe. And that's probably why they put all that stuff on the collection like that. Anyway, yeah, this is a great game. I highly recommend checking out Starfleet 1. It's great. So, I guess we're done. It says resume previously saved mission. I guess you can save in the middle of a mission if you want to, which is kind of cool. But we'll go ahead and exit. And I think it just takes us, back to the login screen. All right. Yeah. Only 4 for the 8-bit. It is a tragedy. But you know what? It's okay. There are lots of ways to get the image files and stuff if you really want to play the 8-bit games on emulators and stuff like that. Obviously, we play in original hardware. And I had this game as a kid. It was great. My dad played this a bunch, and I watched him, and I played it. It's really, really good game. Really fun. And it was also on the Apple II, and I think there's a Commodore 64 version. Not entirely sure. It was also released on the Amiga. So there's an Amiga version if you're an Amiga fan. But yeah, great game. All right, well, thanks for watching us play some Starfleet 1. The War Begins on Atari 8-bit. An excellent space strategy game. Space combat strategy game with starships, torpedoes, phasers, Krellins, who might be Klingons, and time management, and a variety of things you can do. It's probes, capturing ships, etc. So we'll be back next week with some more retro video games and retro hardware. Maybe we'll play some more Starfleet 1 and get promoted. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening.